G'day, and welcome to Drive Time. And I've been in this Clubhouse app a few times the last few days, and I promised I would do a video on what's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. You know, when you look at scaling a business, or when you look at I remember back to when, we first did 6 figures in business, and then 7 figures, and then 8 figures. It's like, wow, we're doing 8 figures. And then, now we do 9 figures, and hopefully we'll push to 10. And, that's really, I guess, the big thing that you look at from a scale perspective, or the difference between millionaire and billionaire is, well, let me go through a few of the different points. And as we do on Drive Time, thanks for typing in where you're at so we know where we're driving to today. Listen, let me start with the first foremost difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. Millionaire thinks of themselves as a high performer. The millionaire gets there by being a super high performer themselves. A billionaire gets there by employing and building. They build a team of high performers. They have a massive group of high performers. If it's just you that is the high performer, you're not going to get past million. Maybe you can get to 10, decamillionaire, but I doubt you're going to go for center or billionaire once you get to that phase. So there's a big distinction between, are you the superstar or are your team the superstar? Hey, good to see we're in Guyana. Good to see we're traveling around the US. We're in the UK. Good to see. Keep typing in where you're at, gang. We always want to know where we're going for on the drive. Yes, welcome to the Lamborghini. It's a fun toy to have. Second thing I want to point out, the differences between a millionaire and a billionaire. I've got a whole bunch of them here, but let's just get to each one of them as we go. The second one is about control. All right, and what do I mean by that? The millionaire wants to control everything. The millionaire wants to be in charge. The millionaire wants to be, I guess the simple word is they want everything to run through them. It's like they're the central point. They're the boss. They're in charge. They're in control of everything down to the finest detail. Good to see we're in Texas. We're in Australia. We're across the UK. Nice to see the drive is going well. So we're driving a lot of places today. Third thing, well, let me flip that over then. The billionaire, they're not about control. They're about building systems and about building a team that controls things. See, if I've got to be in control of everything, it limits the size of the business. If my team is in control, if my systems are in control, then there's no limitation to the growth rate of the business. Third area, the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. The millionaire wants to be the CEO. Millionaire wants to be the boss. Millionaire wants to be the head person in charge. They want to show up every day and run the business. Billionaire, they do not want to be the CEO. They want to be the chairman or the chairperson. They want to employ CEOs, not be the CEO. And that's where it's interesting. When I talk to people about running 9 companies working 2 days a week, and there's a lot more entities within it than that, but it's the 9 trading companies. When I sit back and I look at that, it's because I'm not the CEOs. I have CEOs who run the companies, not me running the companies. I'm the chairman. I'm the chair of the board, if that makes sense. It's a big difference between a millionaire and a billionaire from that status. Probably the biggest one, though. This is the biggest thing I see the difference between, well, actually, maybe it is the biggest, maybe it's not. Let's play with these last 2. These are the 2 biggest. Let's put it that way. The millionaire makes a lot of money, okay? They make good money and they spend a lot of money. The billionaire makes a lot of money and invests a ton of money. The billionaire is a big investor, whereas the millionaire is a big maker. There's a difference between the 2. And finally, this is the one I said I think is the biggest. Let's spend a few minutes on this one, actually, because it probably is not just the biggest. It's probably the biggest by quite a way. The reason why millionaires are millionaires and billionaires are billionaires. The millionaire develops a business or a business model and runs it in one location, one spot. They create that singular business model and turn it into a profitable enterprise. Like they'll have one restaurant, or they'll have one accountancy office, or they'll have one architectural office. They'll run one business. The billionaire takes that model. They build a successful business model. They then take that model and run it multiple times in many countries, in many cities, in many different ways. Like, I was chatting with Damon John the other day, the shark Damon John, about his clothing business. He said, you know, all I used to do was have the one simple methodology of building a clothing brand, and I would build it over and over again. He had one model of building a clothing business, and he took that model and did it for brand after brand after brand after brand. If you look at what I do, I'm great at franchising. So I take businesses that I think are a great business. I find them, they're in one singular location or one spot, and I take it and I either license it or I franchise it or I certification it. I mostly franchise it, but take that business and explode it worldwide. So you got to sit back and you look at the distinction between it. Ray Kroc found McDonald's, exploded it into multi-locations and multi-countries. When you sit back and you look at the model of a billionaire versus a millionaire, it's all about the scale. It's all about, does the millionaire, and this is in my book, Pulling Profits Out of a Hat. If you haven't read it, go on Amazon or go on my website, buy the book, Pulling Profits Out of a Hat. Read the book. Read the discipline of strategy is very, very important. But understanding the difference between 30% and 30 times, understanding the difference between percentage growth and multiplier growth is really the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. You can build any business to be successful in a singular location, in a single brand, or in a single product line. A billionaire doesn't do it one time. A billionaire finds a successful model and rolls it out over and over and over again. If you've been on Drive Time with me before, you know that what we do right now is you tap in right below. What is your biggest lesson? What is the number one thing you learned from the drive? You're not getting off the drive until you type in what's your biggest lesson, okay? I need to know where you're at and what your biggest lesson is, because then the billionaire magic starts working for you. There's Billionaire in Training Magic. If you haven't read that book of mine, you should probably read that book as well, Billionaire in Training. But the Billionaire in Training magic happens when you start getting real clear on how you become a billionaire, not just how you become a millionaire. Anyway, that's Drive Time for today. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Keep sharing this with your friends. Make sure your friends learn this. And if you want to come on the journey, come join us at Billionaire in Training Group on Facebook. Bye for now.